After spending 9 months in game preview, PUBG has finally achieved 1.0 release on the Xbox One, launching with a new map, an event pass, and a whole bunch of achievements for people to go after. And I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions, namely, how does the game run now? Is it better than it was before? Is it fixed? And I'm going to answer all those questions in this review for PUBG. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And I feel it's appropriate that I should give you my history with PUBG so you know exactly where I'm coming from when I'm talking about how the game has changed and improved over the course of development. So I played the game day one when it launched back in December on the Xbox. I have over 600 hours played on the game, have about 200 wins and approaching 1,300 kills. So I've seen it all, and I've pretty much done it all in this title. I've been there through the bad, the terrible frame rates, the Play-Doh buildings, the constant disconnections and drops, and we're actually getting to a much more stable point now with the game. Is the game perfect? Does it run like a dream, you ask? No, of course it doesn't. This game, I've come to realize, will never be 100% fixed. It's always going to have issues. It's never going to run at a lock 30 frames per second, and the dream of it ever achieving 60 frames per second, like originally Brandon Green said before the game launched, is something that will never ever happen. But it is better. From December until now, the frame rate, in my opinion, has gotten much improved. However, it does drop, especially at the worst times. When you're in a small area with a lot of people and a lot of different things going on, that is when the frame rate tanks, which sucks because that normally happens in the final circle and it really affects the outcome. You know, especially when you're scoping down your gun, and if there's a lot of things going on, like a lot of cars destroyed or smoke coming out of the cars, you'll notice that frame rate. But it is better. Now, one of the things that people you'll see on YouTube everywhere is the Play-Doh effect. And honestly, since this game I've been playing on the Xbox One X, I've actually never personally seen the Play-Doh effect. And the new map, Sanhok and Erangel, they actually load pretty quickly now. Miramar, however, is a different story as that one takes a little bit longer to load in. For me, when I land in the boxing arena or hot drop in the hacienda, the textures will be there, but some of the stuff on the inside will take a little bit to load in. It's a little bit disappointing that we're 9 months into development and one of the maps doesn't run right and still takes a while to load in. But I'm happy to say that two of the maps at least, at least load in pretty fast. And one of the biggest issues that kind of plagued this game during the early development was the crashes. This game had a nasty habit of crashing back to the dashboard after playing for 4 or 5 games. I'm happy to report that, hey, I haven't crashed in PUBG in a couple months, so that has been completely fixed. Whether it was a memory leak or whatever, I'm not really sure what it was, but it plagued PUBG for months after release, but now that has been fixed. So what is actually added in 1.0? I'm sure you guys know you have 2 maps to choose from previously. You had Erangel and you had Miramar, which was the desert map. Now they have added Sanhok, which is the Asian kind of jungle map that is super small. And I played a whole bunch of games on there last night, got a chicken dinner in squad, did some solo so I can capture some footage here so you guys can see how it runs in the video. And my group of friends that I play with aren't really fans of this map. I kind of like it because it is very action heavy. If you want to get good at PUBG, if you want to get good at the aiming and kind of combat the frame rate drops, play this map and drop in one of the big cities and you will be forced to get better, because the thing about this map is it's so small and there's 100 players. you're bound to have another team next to you. But the great thing about it, or one of the biggest downsides, depending on which side of the fence you're on, is there is ammo and weapons all over the place. On Miramar and Erangel, it's pretty tough to find an M4 or a SCAR or one of the sniper rifles right away. But go into any single building in Sanhok, and my god, you'll find the QBU, the QBZ, which are the two new weapons added, which are assault rifles and sniper rifles. You'll find tons of M4s, umps and vectors as far as the eye can see, and just ammo everywhere with, level 2 helmets and backpacks and, health. It's basically a map designed for you to get in there, pick up some stuff, kill some people, die, and rinse and repeat, as the games don't last very long. But because of its tight-knit quarters, you'll get, kind of come up upon pretty fast. You'll be fighting a team, you'll maybe knock them out, and here comes another team that you didn't hear coming right behind you because everything is so close quarters. And that kind of has an issue with the frame rate, especially when, you're in Paradise, which is a big town, and 30 people land there. The frame rate really suffers. And no, they've announced they're also adding War Mode at the end of September, and as much as I want to play that limited time mode, I think they said it's going to be on weekends, I'm kind of shuddering to think about what the frame rate's going to be in that, because War Mode is usually a small section of the map, and people just respawn over and over, and the way this map runs right now, I'm kind of dreading how War Mode will run when that launches at the end. Now, they've also added an event pass and a whole bunch of actual micro transactions you can buy with real money. They call it like G-Coin. So you can buy weapon skins, you can buy the cosmetics. The event pass basically is very similar to Fortnite's Battle Pass. It gives you missions and it gives you cosmetics to chase after. I don't care about cosmetics, so I'm not going to spend my $10 to do that type of stuff. But it is there for people that want more than just, hey, I'm going to drop in, I'm going to loot up, and I'm going to try to win. Trying to win is enough for me, but some people want that extra mile to, level up, get XP, get rewards. So that is now added on the Xbox One version. So all in all, I've really enjoyed my time with PUBG. It's marred by technical issues, yes, and it will never be fixed. This game will never be a perfect release running at a very solid 30 frames per second. This game will always have its issues, but it's very unique. And the fun factor for me in this game is very high. I play it all the time, even with all the technical issues that it does have. So what exactly would I give this title? And I've been mulling this over. It's a game I played for 600 hours. You would think, man, you got to give it a 9. You've played it so much. It's my most played game of this generation. But unfortunately, for how bad it ran in game preview and how it's still not really fixed, and how I'm not the biggest fan of Sanhok right now, I'm going to have to give it a 7.5. If they ever finally get to the point where it's a solid 30 frames and everything works as it should, as, I think a multiplayer shooter should work, it should be locked. I don't like the fact that you'll get into a firefight and you're not sure if you died because your bullets didn't register and his did, or his game didn't drop frames and yours did. I want it to be just my skill versus your skill. Who had the better shot? Who's better at, 4-time range scope distance? Not like, oh, my system crapped out on me and I had 10 frames. So I'm going to have to drop it to a 7.5 because of that. I would like to say it's a 9. I played it for 600 hours, but I just can't. It's got too many technical issues. But I will say it's night and day from where it was back when it originally launched. Honestly, it is much improved, and developers should be commended for that. They've put out like 20 patches since then, and they've worked really hard to try to get this game working as best they can, and I'm sure they're not going to stop. I'm sure they're going to try to squeeze every last drop out of this title, but it's just kind of sad knowing that this game will never hit that lock 30 frames, you know? The 60 frame dream is dead. But of course, you can always play this on PC where you can run it at 140 frames. I've enjoyed my time with PUBG. I'll probably put another 600 hours into it, trying to get all the achievements and all the new stuff they'll add eventually down the road. And would I recommend it to you guys? If you're a solo player, probably not. I think this game is better with a squad that you can play with. In fact, I probably wouldn't play this game much if it wasn't for my squad. Shout out to Loveboat Gopher, Maka91, Mr. Black Magic, and Sam. We played this game together, and if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have played it as much as I did because I'm not much of a solo queuer. So I look forward to another 400 hours in this game. I look forward to getting another 200 chicken dinners, another 2,000 kills, and I just kind of cross my fingers and hope that they continuously improve the game just like they did. And yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about PUBG 1.0. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Are you going to check it out now that it's out of game preview and an official release on Xbox? Or are you going to wait for the PlayStation 4 release whenever that happens, as we all know it'll happen eventually? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out on Twitter, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you always want to be notified when I drop new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see everybody in my next video. Later, guys.